You know, there are many, many iterations of the RWS and Pixies artwork. And I think I was probably getting to the point where I was like, okay, maybe enough already. And then along comes a deck like this, and I'm re-energized and excited about working with it and just falling in love all over again. Help me ducks, it's Simon here. Welcome back to the Hermit's Cave. I hope everybody is doing okay. I've popped on because I'm really excited about this deck that I received in a trade. Actually, it's a brand new deck, but it's come to me in a trade from Ben, from Beneficial Tarot. Thank you, Ben. So Ben, the background story to this is that Ben had a deck on his wish list. I've just noticed my little goddess has fallen over. On his wish list that is out of print and quite hard to get, and he tried to make a purchase and was let down by it, and I had this this deck that he was after, and you know, I thought about it and I don't use it very often, so we agreed to do a trade, in as much as that the deck that's kind of like top of my wish list, Ben would buy for me and I would trade this out of print deck, and we both agreed that we thought that that was kind of comparable and quite a fair trade to make. So we both get something really lovely, because I get a deck that I can't really afford to get at the moment. Hoping that's not in the way of the camera. I want to be able to read something in a moment about the deck. And that, you know, Ben gets a out of print deck. Now, I did send another deck as well, which isn't an out of print deck, because this deck doesn't come with a box. It's just shrink wrapped, but you can spend extra and get a little bag pouch for it. So we agreed that there was another deck that he wanted that I got that I would send. So I've sent 2 decks for this. I haven't opened this yet. All I've done is taken off the address label, because it had my address and Ben's address. And I've cut along the bottom so that we can open this up. I just saw this little note that says "La," which is taken from a show over here called It's a Sin by Russell T Davis, and Elle and Sandra as well. If you watch this, that's when they came to say we spent the weekend just saying "La" to each other. So you have to watch the show to really get the reference. So there's a little note there. I won't read it on camera, but just saying thank you for doing this trade, and he hopes that the deck brings much joy. So that's lovely. And then we have a little thank you note here from the creator. Thank you, diviner. I wish you the most delightful, insightful messages when you divine. May you find the answers you seek within. And the Etsy shop is Divination Apothecary. It actually says divinationapothecary.com there, so it must be a site as well, but I've always looked at the Etsy shop. So everything is still wrapped. This will be the pouch. And we are looking at, as you'll have seen from the title, Pixies Whisper Tarot. And I'm so excited because I didn't think I would have this. You might be familiar with the title because there was Pixie's Whisper Lenormand, which has been out for a while. And then I think that you could get a Majors Only tarot deck to accompany the Pixie's Whisper Lenormand. But now there is a full tarot deck available. And just to give you a little bit of insight, and this is why I wanted to get this up, this is taken from the Etsy shop. It says Pixie's Whisper Tarot Deck. It is available in tarot size, which this one is, or in a pocket size. It arrives shrink wrap, no outer box. And it says it's a tarot deck that is for those who appreciate the 1909 Rider-Waite-Smith tarot style of Pixie Coleman Smith, but with punched up colours and a modern twist. And you'll see the colours in this are amazing. They play around with the scale of some of the symbols in the card. Most of the kind of archetypes within the RWS deck are in grayscale or black and white, and then there's colours around them. They've got unusual backs, which I'll come on to. It's done in a traditional approach with minimal distractions or additional adornment. So there's things like a shield that appears through it, or some tulips, so some symbols that are from the creator. This is for focus, clarity, and direct messaging, all done in an illustrative style mixed with Pixie's actual illustrations from the pictorial key to the tarot and a scene on the Rider-Waite-Smith tarot deck of 1909 and 1910. This deck has 78 cards and follows the Rider-Waite-Smith tradition. There are some artistically changed, some cards are artistically changed in the major arcana, but each has at least a small element from Pamela Coleman Smith to make the majors very recognizable for you. And it says a great deck for a beginner or for a Pixie enthusiast. Well, yeah, I tick that box for sure. It is printed on casino quality black core premium linen cardstock for that soft, lighter air feel, matte finish, shuffles beautifully and very durable. And it says there is no guidebook with the deck at this time, but there is a great deal of information available for any kind of Rider-Waite-Smith deck. So the bag that you get, and these are nice, these little rose gold on black. Thank you for supporting my small business. It is a zipper type pouch. So we'll have a look at that. Okay. Oh, it feels lovely. It feels really lovely. Oh, and it's padded. Wow, I like that orange on the inside. So the matching padded zipper bag is done in neoprene for extra protection. It has a silver zipper, an orange orange lining. It's so fun. It's water resistant and provides a nice protection for you and your deck, especially if you like to travel with them. Now it is a little bit pricey, and all this actually is quite pricey. This was $30, but you could get it for $25 if you bought it with the deck. So yeah. So let's have a look at that. While tearing that, you can take it out sideways. Let's have a look at the deck. The creation story. I love Pixie's art. I'm a tarot reader with huge respect for Pamela Coleman Smith's art. My unicorn deck would be the Roses and Lilies. I think that would be everybody's, that or the Pam A. I love the clarity of the deck, the simplicity, and yet how profoundly the images speak because of it. This deck is in honour of Pixie, amped up a little with some pop of colour to add to the joy in messaging. But don't worry, there's plenty of contrast with dark colours showing up on the more challenging messages. The deck is nothing too fussy or confusing. We have enough of that in the world right now. I just wanted clarity and direct messaging. But actually, this is in a box, which is unusual because it says that it comes without a tuck box. But that's interesting. And I'm wondering why the Ten of Swords is outside of the box, but we'll see. Whether you're an advanced reader or just getting started with your tarot practice, you'll enjoy the clarity of Pixie's Whisper Tarot, designed with a modern punch of colour and a genuinely happy vibe. I appreciate direct messaging with a smile. So that's nice. Let's just move that out the way. And yeah, let's have a look. So here it says, inspired by Pamela Coleman Smith's art, inside you'll find insightful, inspiring, and whimsical revelations. Welcome to Pixie Reimagined. Her art and influence set in bold colours for a bit of pop and modern flair, while her uncanny knack for simple, straightforward illustrations and messaging is kept as the nostalgic thread throughout. Oh, I'm so thrilled to have this deck. Really am. And it's wonderful when you can trade, you know, when there is something that somebody else really, really wants and you've got something that you really want, and it's made possible by reaching an agreement and seeing if you can help each other out. So it does have a tuck box, which is, like I say, a surprise because it's advertised as having no box. And this bag will take the box or cards as they are. So let's just have a look at the illustration. So it says Pixie's Whisper. I really like this. The crystal ball, the fun suns, the robins, and all things like that do appear throughout the deck. And then that's the back design, which is kind of similar but without the banner. And there are this kind of banner style goes all the way through the deck. I just want to jump ahead to the Ten of Swords to see whether it's missing or no, I do have a Ten of Swords. Unless you just get an extra card thrown in for some reason. But the Ten of Swords is there, so I'm not quite sure why that is. So we'll just set that aside. Now, one thing that's quite unique, is that a tautology? No, it's the opposite of a tautology. Very unique would be a tautology. Is the backs. They are different. Well, they repeat, I think, every 5 or 6 designs. Let's have a look. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So every 7 cards. But how cool is that? The only time I've kind of seen that, and I'm sure other people will correct me if there's more, but another deck that I really, really want, which is the Allemans Tarot, where every back is different, because that's the concept of the Allemans Tarot, is that, you know, it's cards from multiple decks throughout tarot history, making a complete deck. But yeah, I love them. I love this. I love the sun and moon here. The robins, the tulips are beautiful. This is gorgeous. This reminds me of the star card. We get the crowns and these beautiful hearts, and then it kind of repeats again. So the card stock is beautiful. It is that, as it said, that lovely soft linen, casino grade quality, beautiful in terms of its flexibility, and for shuffling it just feels so superior. You get 2 additional cards, a title card and a thank you card. So Pixies Whisper Tarot 2021 by Loreen Music, featuring the art of Pamela Coleman Smith from the Pictorial Key to the Tarot 1910. So I think it's referring to Pictorial Key because a lot of them are kind of black and white. That's the website. We get the robins on the back of that card. And here it says, thank you. I truly appreciate your support for I truly appreciate your support for my creative vision and for shining your light in the world. And then how to contact her by email. And then thanks to Pixie. This deck would not have come to life if it were not for the genius of Pamela Coleman Smith and her contribution to the Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot. Images here were taken from the Pictorial Key to the Tarot 1910 and collaged with bits of colour from the Pam A deck. So that explains the black and white elements, as you can see, and then the colours have been taken from the Pam A. So it's the roses and lilies with a splash of colour from the Pam A, and then brought into this new modern style where they play around with scale and things, and these beautiful colours, as you see when I go through this deck. They're stunning, to give you kind of a modern interpretation of an RWS deck. In terms of size, I think it is a standard tarot size, but remember, if you don't want a standard tarot size, you can get these in a pocket version as well, which is pretty cool. Possibly a future backup deck, maybe, because I just know this one is going to get a lot of use. So I'm going to pull the camera down. I'm not going to do a music playing flip through. I want to kind of have a look at the images with you. Yeah, so let's take a closer look. And I've just realised that for the whole of that recording, I didn't have my ring light on. So I'm hoping that it's not too dark, but I've got it on now. As you can see, I'm casting a shadow. I've got it on now so that we can have a look at the artwork and the illustrations. So you can see they are borderless. We do get this scroll like banner at the bottom, which has the font there, which I like that, and that's consistent all the way through. But I just love the sort of pastel colours. This blue is gorgeous with the green, just really nice. You get to see the line work, but isn't it incredible that we get this modern look but still using the original line work from the Pictorial Key? And we get this jester's hat here as well, representing the Fool, as well as seeing part of the original RWS Fool here. It's really playful. We've got the magician inside one of the tools, the cups. So here we've got the magician with his sword, his wand, the pentacle and the cup. So I think in this deck, she doesn't call them pentacles. I think she calls them coins. Yes, coins. I'm not quite sure why. But it's fun. I like the twist with the flowers above. Here we have the High Priestess. So we get this crystal ball here, which appears a few times. And you will see reoccurring symbols that the creator has added. We've got the pomegranates here. But I love this. Look how amazing this bluey grey colour is, which matches the water behind. The Empress. The robins, the tulips. Got this crown. Just check and see what back, because we've got the crown here on the back of that one. It's the same crown. What do people feel about having different backs? I think it's quite quirky. It's not something I've seen done a lot, if at all. But yeah, it's quirky. Again, we've got this crystal ball. The exaggerated cross keys here. Again, kind of bringing that symbolism to the forefront. I love this kind of curtain, and curtains play a big part in this deck as well, particularly when we get to the courts. Don't forget, if we're seeing colours on the archetypal figure, they're taken from the Pam A. I love the Lover's card. Little Robin up at the top. I would have appreciated a little guidebook, because whilst we know the symbolism of the RWS, I would like to know, you know, the significance of the robin to the creator, or the tulips, or the shield that you'll see appearing. Here's our Chariot card with no charioteer. Strength. That's beautiful. I love that the lion here and the woman in the card are black and white, but we get these splashes of colour, like the inside of the mouth, the tongue, the foliage, and there is another lion here looking on. So for me, it's kind of like strength and courage. One of my favourite hermits ever. I love this hermit card. I love the night sky. I love the moon phases. The rocky terrain. Wheel of Fortune focuses on this crystal ball that you see in like the High Priestess card and the other cards I've mentioned. Justice. Again, we get these huge, heavy looking drapes. I love the yellow colours in the background. Can you see the quality of this card as well? It is linen, but it is so soft. It's just beautiful. The Hanged Man. I don't want to keep saying the same thing, you know, I love the colours, but they're really muted. The pastel and muted and just gorgeous. Look at the roses in the Death card. Look at these kind of shooting stars in the background of the night sky. There's no people being trodden on underfoot or slain. We do get the towers in the distance and the setting sun. Temperance has very similar wings to the angel in the Lovers. Again, we've got the tulips. Interesting devil card. I really like this. Rather than the, and I, maybe it's deliberate, maybe not, but the devil in the RWS always seems a little bit cartoony, a little bit comical. And I think that, you know, it takes away sort of that shock factor of the devil. But this skull is really interesting. This is so well done, so well done. And like the creator said, you know, we do get the darker elements. There is these beautiful colours, but the cards that, you know, require, in her opinion, require kind of a more serious tone or somber tone or darker tone, then that's reflected in the artwork as well. Isn't this beautiful? So this, if you look at the backs, particularly, oh, it's the same as the one there. I was hoping. So they look like they've been carefully considered as to which is which. But yeah, this is the back for the star card. Again, we've got a couple of little robins there. Love the moon. Look at the wolf and the dog. How the artwork would have originally looked. Amazing. We get a different sun altogether, but it's the sun that appears. We've got the tulips on the back of that one, on these backs. Here we have Judgment. I like the uniformity when we're seeing kind of angels. They're having the same wings. Ah, I love it. You know, there are many iterations of the RWS and Pixies artwork, and I think I was probably getting to the point where I was like, okay, maybe enough already. And then along comes a deck like this, and I'm re-energized and excited about working with it and just falling in love all over again. And we go into our minors. We've got these kind of, it always reminds me of like the Four of Cups, you know, the hand that just appears. When the National Lottery was launched in the 1990s here in the UK, there used to be this hand that would come out of the sky and point, and this booming voice would be, "It could be you." So every time I see like the Four of Cups, in my mind, I say, it could be you. But I like this, you know, it really does kind of give you that sense of balance. Here we have our Three of Coins, focusing on the main part of the card, the main symbol. And now I've got Three Little Birds playing in my head by Bob Marley. Here we've got that death skull that appeared in the Devil card, which is interesting, isn't it? When you think about the essence and the meaning of the kind of the Four of Cups. I mean, there's a conflict there, because for me it's about stability of finances because it's four, but it's often perceived as like the miser card, the person trying to hold on to their wealth, and you know, what does it bring you? Five of Coins. So as I said, they're not pentacles for some reason, and I don't know why, because there isn't a book, but we just get one figure here as opposed to the two. And again, because it's a card that is a darker themed card, we get less of that splash of beautiful colours. This is interesting, isn't it? Again, that play with the scale. The scale. Love this one. Love the orange tones. The lightning and the rain. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Love that. So this is this shield appears quite a few times in the deck, and I really like it. I mean, there's that duality here, isn't there? You know, we've got the sun and the moon, so we've got the kind of female male split, the balance of night and day. I like the fact that we get the kind of stages of the moon here as well. But this card, which is normally a really busy card, there's a lot happening. We get the two dogs looking up. So as I mentioned, the courts are done really nicely. They're colour themed, as you can see here. We've got these yellow backgrounds with the green curtains, and the figures are to one side. So it's really nicely put together. So you can see here our page of coins. We've got the, as you say, the tulips, but we've got the tulips in the, and here's that shield again. We've got the tulips in the page and the knight, and then we have these sunflowers in the queen and coins. Queen and coins, the queen and king. I love the little sun there peeking through the clouds. So they're done really nicely, and it's the same with all the courts. Oh, this is delicious. This colour palette here is really, really lovely. That blue against the orangey background. Our two of cups. Three. It's interesting to see what they look like in the pictorial key before the colour was added as well. Here's that four of cups. We do have the hand, but it's actually holding one of the cups. And interestingly, what you've got here is just two cups. The other two is a reflection through this mirror, and this mirror appears on the backs on this one that shows the sun. Notice it's exactly the same. Five is brilliant. I could see this becoming one of my favourite decks, and I knew it would be. No shadowy figure, just these options. Look how we've got the angel wings for each cup that we've seen in Temperance, and the Lovers, the Judgment card. There is a style throughout the deck. The shooting star, got the constellations, the moon being eclipsed by the sun. There's John Travolta. If you're used to RWS, you're going to be able to read this, you know, no problem. And she's right, you don't really need a book. I would just, even if it was just a short book or even a fold out piece, just to explain the process, you know, why we've got the additional symbols that appear throughout the deck. Here's my Significator card. So again, with this one, they're similar. So you've got the page that's holding a larger than life object representing the suit. The knight has the shield. We've got the tulips in that one. The queen with the crystal ball and the robin, and the sun for the king peeping through the clouds and the curtains. With also with the robin. That little fish there, look. So I love the courts within this deck. We have our swords. And the line work is really clear. It's beautiful. I like the zoomed in approach here for our two of swords. Again, you know, just things like the constellations in the background. I love this crescent moon. I love the shape of it. And then the figure in black and white. The contrast between the modern and the old is just striking. That green really stands out against the grey sky. Love the lightning here. Again, we can really get a sense of the choppy waters, that sky. There's the chariot, less the, at least I think it is, less the, yeah. I would say less the sphinxes. But again, I mean, speedy getaway, right? But I'm interested in the correlation that the creator, why the creator would put the chariot into this card. I can, you know, surmise and say, you know, because of the direction, the speed, the kind of the swiftness, the getaway. But I would love to have heard her views. Wow, I like this formation behind. She's actually in front of it. She's still bound, but they're not kind of encircling her. And then the 9 and the 10, you know, they're going to have darker backgrounds. So cool. So, as I mentioned with the quartz, this time we've got the grey drapes and this beautiful kind of duck egg blue background. We don't have the sun this time peeping through with our King of Swords here. That's interesting. Our Queen. Isn't this amazing? Well, I think so. And then we have our wands. There's a simplistic aspect to the aces. They're very, you know, as I said, very clear and clean. The 2. Love the perspective of the 3 of Wands here, with him being, you know, We're almost looking over his shoulder, aren't we, into the distance. Again, this has to be one of my favourite colours in the deck, this beautiful orangey red that the setting sun is creating. Four of Wands. Every time I see the Five of Wands, this guy here just feels like he's, you know, posing for a photograph. Every time I see it, it makes me smile. The rest are all sort of like in combat, locking swords or their wands, but he's like, hey. Six. Love the sun again. I like the uniformity of the sun all the way through. Seven. I really love this, so much more than I even thought I would. Actually holding them in my hands, the softness of them, the beautiful colours that cameras just don't do justice. Here's the lion again from the strength card, even looking in the same direction, I think. Yep, so our lion there, the strength card. The skull again that we saw first in the devil. And then we have our final chords. Look at the contrast of these two colours, this lime green with that beautiful orangey red. So our page, the knight with the shield. Still don't have the sun there. We have our queen. And the King of Wands. There you have it. Oh, I adore this deck. I love everything about it. I love the backs. I think it's a cool concept. I love the feel of the cards. The artwork is incredible. Yeah, I still don't know why there was an extra 10 of swords, unless you just at random get an additional card, which worries me that mine is the 10 of swords. But if anybody else has bought this deck and they got an extra card, did they also get the 10 of swords, or is it just random? So yes, thank you for watching, everybody. Let me know your thoughts on Pixie's Whisper Tarot. Ben, thank you for doing this trade with me. I couldn't be happier. I'm happy with the decks that I've let go in exchange for this. This, as I said, it's just become an instant favourite of mine, and I'm really excited to be working with it. Thanks everybody, and until next time, go in peace. Namaste and blessed be.